So this was a weekly pop quiz, the first pop quiz of the week I shared. We'll go through the question. Question one, any doubt? I'll only discuss the question in which you have doubt. Feel free to ask your doubts. You may have multiple questions in which you have doubt. In case if you don't have a doubt, we'll move on. Question one, any doubt? Question two, any question or a doubt? Question two and question three. Question two and question three, any question or doubt in this? Yes, no more, no full. Feel free to ask your doubts. You can just mention a question number and I'll discuss that specific question. Question four, any doubt? Question four or five? One of the students said four, okay. Answer of question three, that is D. D is the right answer for question three. Because what you will do, you need a horizontal component here. So if we replace this vertical component, so we just need the magnitude. So what about because the question is what is the magnitude? Okay. So if I need the horizontal component, there are different ways to work out. This is a base for us. This one is a hypotenuse and this one is a perpendicular. So if I use a cosine theta, which is base over hypotenuse, so it will be Vx over V. And if I need Vx, means I need the base, so it will be V cosine theta. So horizontal component will be V cosine theta. But there is no option of V cosine theta. So that's why I cannot solve this way. There is also another way. The Pythagoras theorem, if we need the magnitude, so what we normally do, like V square is equals to the horizontal and the vertical component square. If I need this Vx, so this will go other side. So V square minus Vy square is equals to Vx. And we just take a root, under root. So it will be under root V square minus Vy square is equals to Vx. So that will give us the value for the horizontal component. So either we can use this formula, but there's no option which was given about V cosine theta. That's why the second method was using a Pythagoras theorem. Question number 4, there's a doubt. The question is the student measured the time for a one complete oscillation of a length of a pendulum L, and her results are shown. Use a formula. She uses the formula to calculate the G. What is the best estimate of the percentage uncertainty in G? First, what we have to do, we have to make G as our subject, because this equation T is the subject. So first we have to simplify this equation. So T is equals to 2 pi under root L divided by G. What I have to do, I have to simplify for G. So I'll square this equation. So this will become T square is equals to 4 pi square L over G. Because what I did, I squared both sides. G is a subject. So if G is a subject, so G will be equals to 4 pi square L over T square. 4 is constant, pi is constant, so means the uncertainty of the G depends on L and it depends on T square. So what is the percentage uncertainty in L? The percentage uncertainty in L, the uncertainty divided by the uncertainty, which is 0.001, divided by value recorded 0.42 into 100. And what about the percentage uncertainty in T? The uncertainty divided by value recorded into 100. But because G depends on L and T square, so the final uncertainty in G will be percentage uncertainty in L plus twice the percentage uncertainty in T. So what is the percentage uncertainty in L? When you multiply this 0.001 divided by 0.42 multiplied by 100. To work out, yeah, we will multiply the uncertainty. This is a percentage uncertainty in T, and this is a percentage uncertainty in L. So we need the G, which is 4 pi square L over T square. So means what is the total percentage uncertainty in G? That is the percentage uncertainty in L plus the twice the percentage uncertainty in T. So what is the percentage uncertainty in L?
0.238.
And what about the percentage uncertainty in T? 0.1 divided by 1.3 into 100.
7.69.
So 7.69 percentage in T. And what about if we need the uncertainty in G, which is calculated by 4 pi square L over T square. So it will be percentage uncertainty in L, which was 0.238 plus twice. Why 2? Because it is T square. So that's why it should be twice the percentage uncertainty in T, which is 7. So what's the final answer? 0.1 divided by 1.3. So 7.69 it was. So 7.69. When we simplify this, so 7.69 times 2 plus the uncertainty, which was 0.238. So it will be 15.6.
15.6.
So it matches with D. Is it clear?
Yes.
Question 5, any doubt? You just have to draw, because vehicle is moving at 4, began to accelerate. We need acceleration at t is equals to 3. So we have to draw a tangent here when time is equals to 3. The tangent should only touch that specific point and find the gradient of this tangent. So find the gradient of the tangents, use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Question 6, 7, 8. Question 7 is about estimation, like reasonable estimation is there. So you have to estimate, like the human body, the estimated human body, the size is 0.1 meter cube. About the estimation, the best thing for estimation is, like, you should have a certain standard in your mind, certain volumes in your mind. I'll share that table with you, like you will have an idea about the estimations, estimation of the length and estimation of the volumes. For the next one, which combination of the unit could be express the power? So what is power? Power is work divided by time, or the unit of the power is what? What is work? Works is, the unit of the work is joules and unit of time is second. What about joules? Unit of energy, which is also Newton meter. So we can also say it is Newton meter. In place of joules, we can write Newton meter, because power is work divided by time or energy divided by time. The unit of energy is watt. Watt is joules per second, and joules itself is Newton meter. It will be Newton meter divided by second, or Newton meter second raised to power -1. That's why D will be the right answer. Because this Newton meter is what? It is joules. Newton second is what? It is impulse. Newton per second, like force divided by time, that does not give up any physical quantity. So that's why D is the right answer for this. In question 9, the angle between the forces of between the forces is 150. the resultant force on the object can be resolved into pair of perpendicular component. So we can, which row shows the numerical expression for the possible pairs? Look, to do this question, there are two ways. Either you resolve the 50 Newton into component, or either you resolve 10 Newton into the component. Example, if I resolve 50 Newton into the component, so if I draw a line here, what will be this angle? What will the angle here? What is the total angle of a straight line? 180. If the total angle of a straight line is 180 and this is 150, so this will be 30. So if this is 30, this is vector is 5. What is this component? Sine or cosine?
Cosine.
So this will be f cosine 30. What about this one? So this will be f
Sine.
sine 30. Now we just want to check which is balancing. So as you can see here, the 10 Newton is towards right and f cosine 30 is towards left. So I can say 10 minus f cosine 30, or means 5 cosine 30. That is one possible component. What about the second possible component? Because for the other component there is no vertical force, for the other one only f sine is there. So what is the second component? The second vertical component or the rectangular component will be f sine 30. So one of the component is 10 minus 5 cosine 30, and the other component will be 5 sine 30. That's why C will be the right answer. That is one way of doing this question. Another way of doing this question, what if the student resolve? Is it clear, the first method? How we can see that 10 minus 5 sine 30 cosine 30, because if you see that this is one component and this is another component, and here the angle was 30. So this component was f cosine 30. F cosine 30 is in this direction and 10 is in opposite direction. So it will be 10 minus like 5 cosine 30. And what about the other one, which is 5 sine 30? So 5 sine 30, there is no other component to balance that. So one of the component will be 5 sine 30. So these are the two rectangular components of the resultant vector. Yeah, it can be written other way. You can also write like, you can also write 5 cosine 30 minus 10. That's also fine. But there is no option written as 5 cosine 30 minus 10. It's written 10 minus 5 cosine 30. If it was written 5 cosine 30 minus 10, that's also same. But usually what we do, it is always the greater minus the smaller. That's why 10 minus 5 cosine 30 makes sense. Because when you work out the value of the 5 cosine 30, the value of the 5 cosine 30 will be smaller than 10. So what we did, we resolved this into the component. One is the 5 cosine, one other one is 5 sine. You can also solve the question by another way. If you resolve the 10 into the component. So what will be this angle? This angle will be 30. So what is this component? This component will be 10 cosine 30. And what about this component? That will be 10 sine 30. So the horizontal component in this case, by the subtraction, and the vertical component will be 10 sine. But there is no option of 10 sine 30. That's why it means they did not resolve the 10 Newton, they resolved the 5 Newton. Is it clear? This one? So one of the component will be 10 cosine 30 minus 5, and the other component will be 10 sine 30. So 10 cosine 30 minus 5 is, we can see here, but we don't see the other component. The other component should be 10 sine 30. But 10 sine 30 is not written, that's why. So it means in the question they did not resolve the 10 Newton, they have resolved the 5 Newton. Is it clear to everyone? Next session, we will discuss the remaining doubts. So I will start the session with the 2 pop quizzes of this week, as we could not finish this. So any question or doubt related to the session today?